So we finished comments in PHP. Now we'll see control structures in PHP. There are two control structures which are being shown in your textbook, but there are many control structures. Okay, the first one is if statement in PHP, and the second is if else statement in PHP. If statement. Now, what are these control structures? Is my voice audible to you all, Shivani?
Yes, ma'am.
So, control structures are the ones wherein I need to give the control if the condition is true or false. If the condition is true, where the control should go, and if the condition is false, where it should go. Either it should end the program or it should go on with some other task. Right? So that is what is control structure. If a statement allows programmer to make decisions based on one or more conditions and execute a piece of code conditionally. So as I told you, if the condition is true, then execute this piece. If the condition is false, execute the other piece. Okay. So I can have one condition plus I can have more than one condition also. If I want to find out whether a number is even or odd. So that time what is the case? Only one condition. Whether the number is divisible by 2 or no. Right? If it is divisible, it is even. If the number is not divisible, that is odd. That is just one condition. But if I want to find out the grade of a student, there are many grades, A, B, C, D. Right? So I have many conditions wherein I have to give the grade. So that type of program needs more conditions, and odd even kind of program needs only one condition. Okay, so how are we going to write this control structure? If bracket condition, curly bracket, I'm giving block of statement. What piece of code I want to run if the condition is true. Okay. If else statement in PHP. If else statement allows programmers to make decisions based on either this or that condition. Then here what it is? Only if condition true, then run the block. Or else nothing is given. But here if else, if this condition is true, not then else do the other condition. Okay. If condition is true, then run the statement. If the condition is not true, if the condition is false, this is the else statement. The else statement will run. Okay. Here I can just see if condition block, but here I have if condition block plus else block also. Here the sample program is given. Program 5.6. Now we start with this code for PHP. Then dollar tells me that it is a variable. The name of the variable is marks, and the value in this is 80. Okay, so the value 80 is in marks variable. That is the assignment operator. If now I'm checking the condition, if C is marks, now whatever is the value in this variable is greater than or equal to 60. So what is the value in my marks is 80. Whether 80 is greater than or equal to 60, yes, the condition is correct. Right? So if the condition is true, this statement will work. So what will I get? Echo, you pass with first class. Okay, can you see this? This is the output. Yes. If I have the marks as 40, okay, if I have the marks as 40, then this condition will not be true. This condition will be false because 40 is not greater than or equal to 60. So this statement will not work. The control will come here and I will get echo, you can do better. Okay, got? Control structures, two control structures we saw, if and if else. Now this is loop structures. What are loop structures? Now what do you mean by loop? Control structures are controlling where the cursor, where the execution will take place. If true, this statement, this condition block. If false, then the other condition. Okay, that is what is control structure. We are structuring the control where it has to go. Now, looping structure is I have a particular task and I am doing that task repeatedly. If I, for example, take a table of 2, what is happening in the table? First, the number 2 is divisible by 1, multiplied by 1. Second time, 2 is multiplied by 2. Next time, 2 is multiplied by 3, 2 is multiplied by 4, and goes on. So multiplication function is repeated, right? And the table of which number we want, that number is stable, but the other numbers from 1 to 10 are repeated, right? So there is a particular repetition going on. That is known as loop.
Those who are writing the test given by RTO, your attention. Do not mention the phone number. Do not write the phone number, that is the mobile number, on the sheet given to you. I repeat, students from standard 8 to 10, those who are writing the test given by RTO, please do not mention your phone number on the sheet. Thank you.
Okay. So, loops are used to execute the same block of code repeatedly as long as a certain condition is satisfied. And if I want to write a program to get a table of 2, what is my condition? My table should be till 10. Right? I just want 1 to 10 tables. That is the table of 2 from 1 to 10. Right? So my condition is it should run till 10. How am I going to count this that the program is running till 10? I have a variable wherein I can term it as a counter. Right? It is counting and it is multiplying. Counting and multiplying. Okay, if I consider the table of 2. But if we consider it for other programs, then it can be as a counter. So, for example, for loop. Now we are going to see for loop, and this for loop is used all over. It is very easy compared to the other loops. We have while loop, do while loop, for each loop, for loop. Many types of loops are there, but only few loops are taken for loop. Now, there are 3 terms which are used for any loops. What are these terms? My first term is initialization. Second, condition. Third is incrementation or decrementation. Okay. Now, what do you mean by initialization is I want to initialize a counter. I can initialize my counter from 0 or from 1. Initialization, I can give the counter, I can take a variable as a counter. Okay, variable I. So I is my counter and initializing variable I equal to 0. Okay, so initialization is done. Then condition. What condition I want? My I should not be greater than 10. So my I should be less than 10 if I want to run the loop 10 times because my initialization number is 0. 0 to 9 becomes 10. If I am taking it 1, then I can give less than or equal to 10. That would be my condition. What do you mean by incrementation? Now this is 0. It should increment. It should go to 1, then 2, then 3. Right? Each time it should increase by 1. That is what is incrementation. There are some programs wherein we need to decrease. If I want to display the numbers from 50 to 1. Okay, so I am just displaying. It is also a kind of loop. I'm just taking the number, displaying it. Another number, displaying. So 50 I'll display. Again I'll come back. I will decrease 49 and then I will display 49. Then 48 display. Then 47 display. Like this, I am decrementing. Right? So I am decreasing 1111 numbers from it. But incrementing, I am incrementing, I am increasing, I'm adding one number. Okay. So 3 steps, 3 terms which are used for looping is initialization, condition, incrementation. Only the for loop contains all these terms in one line. So I can see whether the initialization is done, I can see the condition, and I can see the implementation or decrementation condition, right? And I have a block to be repeated till the condition is satisfied. I had given I is equal to 10 or less than or equal to 10, then it will run 10 times. The same loop will run 10 times. Okay. Now we will see the program here. I start with my PHP statement. For loop. I have declared a variable and initial value is 1. So initialization is done. Then I'm checking the condition. My variable I is less than or equal to 5. Should be. Okay, it should be less than or equal to 5. It is 1, so it should come on to 5. The loop should run 5 times. And here is my incrementation. $I plus plus is my incrementation value. Okay. Now, what I give in this statement is the number is, I want to display the numbers from 1 to 5. Here, my first value of I is 1. So I get 1. BR break, it will come onto the new line. Again, it will go, my I becomes 2 because it is incrementation. And I, that is 2, is less than equal to 5. Yes, it is less than equal to 5. So display the number 2. What is there in I now? Okay, each time the value of I will change. Now next time, third time, I becomes 3 because 2 plus 1. Now 3 is less than equal to 5. Yes, condition is true. So it will come down and my statement will be displayed. The number is 3. Again, the next time my number is increased and I get 4. So I have 4 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, it is correct. So I get the answer here, output. Next time it becomes 5 because 4 plus 1 it increments and it becomes 5, and 5 is less than or equal to, yes, it is equal to 5. The condition is true. I get a display here. Now again the I is incremented. I becomes 6. But $I is 6 less than or equal to 5? No. 6 is not less than equal to 5. So it will not come here, but it will come out of the loop. Unless and until the condition is satisfied, the statement will be displayed, but the condition is false, it will stop the loop. Okay. Then for each loop. This loop works only on arrays, which is very important. We cannot use for each loop in a regular program. For each loop has to go with an array, and it is used to loop through each key value pair in an array. What do you mean by array? Yesterday, last time I told you what is an array, right? If I have a variable, now as we had previously, right down we saw the example of I is equal to 1. So I have one value, right? So I have a space. I have created a space wherein the name of this space is I, and what is saved in this is 1. Next time when I increment it, it becomes 2. I again increment it, it becomes 3. Right? So I have only one value what I can store in my variable. But if I want to store many values, I make it as array. Array is a kind of stack wherein I have many values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, n number of values you can put in this way. So I have the name A for my array and so many different items are there in my array. Okay, so now what this loop will do is for each and every element in the array, it will check the condition. So I am giving, it is checking the condition for all. The same work it is doing, checking the condition. Coming up, checking the condition. Going to the next one, checking the condition. Right, so the same condition and he is checking the same task he is doing for all. So for each, it tells me that for each value, I need to run my code and check the condition. Okay, so here for each, we had for up, for and then bracket. Here for each, now this is dollar array, that means it is a variable plus it is an array. And I'm giving as dollar value. This array is as dollar value. Code to be executed, what code is to be executed? Okay, so I have here bracket open, bracket close. If I have for each loop, now what is it telling me? For each term, now here as dollar value, what is the value in the array? First I have number 5, second I have number 2, number 3, number 4. Likewise, I have many numbers in that. For each and every array value, array is considered as value and that value is the display or executable. Use of dot in PHP. It is used for concatenation purpose. Now, there are certain predefined functions in PHP. Predefined functions in PHP to manipulate strings. We are going to play with the string. How are we going to do some string tasks? String strln. This function, what it will give me? It will give me the length of a character. Okay, total number of characters it will give me. Str, len and bracket. Str underscore word underscore count counts the number of words in the string. Only it will count the numbers. It won't count the characters. Character counting is done by strlen and word counting is done by str dash word dash count. Next, strrev function. That is rev stands for reverse. Str stands for string. So reverse is a string. strpos function. POS function gives me the position of the first match. Searches for a specific text within a string and return the character position of the first match, and if no match is found, then it will return false. Okay. Now what we mean by match is I am going to give str4 if I have a string if I have in some of the if I have this word and in this str quote in the bracket, if I write 8 and bracket. Now what is this going to do? Is this function is going to find out the position. So my position starts from 0, 1, 2 and 3. Right? My first A is at the position 1. Right? So I will get the number 1 because it is at the position 1. str replace. Replaces some characters with some other characters in a string. If I want to replace some characters, I can replace it. Right? I want to replace the characters, I can replace. And sub str. What it gives me is returns a part of the string. Okay? It returns the part of a string. This str length gives me the length. Sub str gives me the part of a string. str to lower. I want to convert a string to lowercase. Sub str count. Count the number of times a substring occurs in a string. Okay. How many times a particular substring? Now I have a big string and the keyword a and d and add. How many times it is used? I can get the counts. UC words. Convert the first character of each word in a string to uppercase. UC stands for uppercase words. Trim. What it does, it trims, removes white space and other predefined characters from both sides. If I have blank spaces which are there, white spaces which are there, those white spaces can be removed with the help of trim. Okay. Next part is PHP string functions. These are the same PHP string functions only. The same thing we studied here. A string is a series of characters. The real power of PHP comes from its function. Right? It is a series of characters where I can do so many different functions. A function is a block of statement that can be used repeatedly in a program. Now we saw control structures, we saw loops. Now we are seeing functions. Okay, these functions. What is a function? Function is a block of statement that can be used repeatedly in a program. If I have a calculator and I have functions as add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So I don't know what the user will use. He can use addition function, he can use division function, right? He can use addition for a number of times. He want to add many numbers. So these are the functions which can be used repeatedly. PHP has many built-in functions that can be called directly to perform a specific task. Okay, here this is the program, sample program given for you all. And now we are going to use these functions, built-in functions, these built-in functions. How are we going to use in the program? I have a string as a variable, str, and what is stored in this is textbooks produced by Balbharti are also published in PDF format. This full statement is my string. Whatever is there in double quotes. Double quote starts here, double quote ends here. Right? So I have a full big string. Now I am giving echo. This is my display statement. But what am I displaying? String is equal to dot str, right? What does the dot function tells me? What does the dot function tells me? Here. The use of dot in PHP is used to concatenate purpose, right? Okay, so I am getting the str, concatenating the str with the string. So my string str, what is there in str? This. Therefore, I'll get this. String is equal to the full string will be displayed. Next, echo break. So I have a break here. One blank line is left, and next echo is string length. Dot str length and bracket. Which string I want to check the length? I want to check the string length. So I have $str. What will be the length of this? The length of this is it is considering blank spaces also. It is counting blank spaces also. So it is giving me the total length of the string which is there in double quotes. Next, a blank line. Then next line, string word count. How many word count you have? So I need to go and check the counts. Okay, now what I want to count, string word count, str word count, and what I want to count is $str. Okay, so the count is giving me 10. Next, what it is giving me reverse string. The string is reversed, str, rev, and this string should be reversed. Can you see each and every word is being reversed? This format, PAMROF, right? Then space and then FEP. So all my full string is reversed. Next, I want to return the position of the string. Okay, so dot str4 in this string, which position is my Balbharti? So you need to count, and then this position you have Balbharti. So my string position is 22. Okay, so it is giving me the position value of Balbharti. Then replace string. I want to replace str replace. This Balbharti has to replace with skateboard. So my first word will be what I want to replace, and the second will be with which I want to replace. Okay, and where? In this place, str. So can you see textbook produced by, it was Balbharti, but it is replaced with skateboard. Okay, here string functions. Then we have array functions, but we'll start it in the next video. Okay, we have 3 different types of arrays, and we will be studying those, how to create and what are the different functions for the array. Fine. Shivani, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Understood.
Okay. Okay. Revise it once again.